Okay, well, good afternoon and evening, everyone. This is Terracotor. I guess I could just say good evening because it's 5:37 in the early evening.
I'll drown him in the bathtub!
I'm kind of taking it easy. I apologize for taking Tessa's day because usually she does today. But, how can I say? We've been under, I guess we have been under a degree of emotional stress, and a lot of it, again, is the whole, this daily sobriety challenge that we did last year is done, and we're kind of trying to figure out what to do with ourselves afterwards, after such a huge project. I still want to be doing projects, but I'm kind of at a loss because the other one's done, and some things got a little tied up in the first week of the year, knowing that it's now the 14th. We've just completed the second week, but that's not entirely why I'm here. Why I'm here right now. I'm here because I want to be doing something. I'm tired of being lethargic. How about that? But last night, I already talked about what happened last week with my uncle. Don't want to go into that further. I'm trying hard not to think on that. But I know last night I explained one of the reasons why I was originally going to do a video, but it didn't happen because there was just too much going on at once yesterday evening. It may not seem that way, but that is what happened. Plus, time came around, we lost internet again. So, got to start talking to our ISP and figure out what's going on there. But I was going to touch on how Tessa and I have both said many... Okay. Tessa and I have both talked about many a times about how much we hate sleeping. I really do not like sleeping. I don't like sleep. I like being awake. I like doing things. Because when I'm sleeping, I'm unhappy. Oh boy. But don't mind that. How should I say? I like keeping busy. And when I'm asleep, I'm not keeping busy. And my dreams are terrible. And I was going to do a video on it last night, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to get into VR and talk about it right now. There's too much going on. And by the time I was like, okay, maybe I want to, it was time for everyone to start getting to bed. So I took too long on how I was going to go about it. So I was like, I'll just talk about it now. It's just cold and just adjustments, I guess. But I did have an absolutely terrible dream night before last. It was, par for the course for me. Dreams are always terrible. It made a whole lot less sense, but the problem I have is that, sometimes I talk in my sleep. And, with how bad my dreams have been getting lately, it's one of those situations where I just really don't want to be talking in my sleep. And, I can't exactly prevent this. I am trying to get to the bottom of why I talk in my sleep, and to me, it seems like the times I am most likely to talk in my sleep is if I roll onto my back while I'm sleeping. I guess it could be the possibility of some kind of sleep apnea related thing. I don't know. I haven't done a sleep test. I was supposed to, but my insurance got fuddled around the time I was going to. So, didn't happen. Anyway, I do think that there is a possibility that talking in my sleep is more common if I roll on my back. And, with how bad my dreams have been getting, again, I don't want to be talking in my sleep because I already hate my dreams and I don't want that to become everyone else's problem. I guess that's one way of putting it. I don't like my problems being everyone else's problem. And, night before last, in fact, it was more into the morning because It took forever for me to finally fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep until people were getting up. I have trouble. I have a lot of trouble sleeping, and well, that was the same with last night too. I had trouble sleeping. I wish I could take melatonin like everyone else, but no, it makes me like wide awake as if I just took speed. So melatonin's not for me. Anyway, I finally fell asleep. Everyone else was getting up, and they weren't awake when this started. They would have been awake then, because apparently, this went on. I was told this went on for like somewhere in the ballpark of like 20 or 30 minutes. So it was a long time of this going on, where there were a lot of I was saying a lot of curse words. For a while, a lot of the F-bomb in my sleep, which meant our 3-year-old Sweet Pea started going, F word. And it's like, oh, great. My sleep is now creating bad habits for my kids. Oh, joy. And Buttercup was home too. She couldn't go to school because of some surgery stuff happening with the in-laws. It's a whole thing there. I need to get her on a bus route. I really do. If they even have one for our area for elementary, because when we first tried, they said no. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. Don't need to get into it. But what happened for me is, in this dream, which makes no sense, it really didn't. I was back living in an area that I just let's just say I was back living in a place I used to live a long time ago, but it was more recent time. When you dream of living somewhere that you haven't in a long time, but it's current day kind of thing. But anyway, for some reason, in this dream, the property had been overtaken by several colonies of Asian hornets, the giant hornets, but they were a lot, they were significantly bigger than they should have been in this dream. So it's one of those, it doesn't make sense, but I guess fear has gripped your brain, and anxiety has gripped your brain for too long, so things just stop making sense. Yeah, these hornets were like the size of your fist, maybe like 2 fists put together. They were big, and they had overtaken the property. And I tried to tell my property manager, and eventually I got him to understand that they were, had nests on the house, and they were getting into the walls. So he goes over to his building and looks at it, and he gets swarmed and stung a whole bunch. So I take off running and go into the house I was renting. And I look, and the wasps are chewing through the walls and chewing through like ceiling fan, like chewing through wall fans and stuff like that. And they were just starting to get in, and they were really angry. So by that point, and this was, me constantly trying to get away from giant hornets. And so eventually, in this dream, I huddled in a corner, got into a blanket, and just huddled, because I was hoping that would stop hornets, which, logic, dreams make no sense. But I physically felt something biting me. And I looked down, and I was starting to be eaten alive by what apparently my brain said were coconut crabs. But in the dream itself, they were actually hermit crabs. Same, I guess they're both crab species, and they're both related. But I was being eaten alive by coconut crabs, or yeah, whatever. So that's when I yelled out and eventually woke up. And I really wish Lilia had woken me up during that, but apparently she heard somewhere that when someone's having night terrors or whatever, that you don't wake them up. And I'm like, I'm embarrassed at this point, because I woke up realizing that I was talking in my sleep. So apparently, from their perspective, and this is the hindsight where it is kind of funny. It is a little bit funny because in their perspective, for 30 minutes, I can't say what I was saying because then I'd have a whole new curse word counter starting right now. But for 30 minutes, it was F-bomb, 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 entire sentences of you need to get these out of your walls. F-bomb, what the F-bomb are you doing? Get them out of your walls. Oh my, oh no, you've been attacked too. I need to run. F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb. And then eventually, out of nowhere, after hearing that, and just, eventually the part where I was huddled in a blanket is just help, 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 me just yelling help in my sleep. And then out of nowhere, after hearing all of that, you hear, coconut crabs. And then, and I woke up because I had yelled, coconut crabs. I'm like, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. I was red in the face. When I woke up, I couldn't feel my legs. And that's what the crabs in my dream were eating first, were my legs. Well, my legs and my fingers. So when I woke up, I couldn't feel my fingertips or my legs. It took a minute for the feeling to come back, because I guess the blood just rushed out of my limbs while I was laying there in bed. But, yeah, that was a very, very uncomfortable dream. Logic was definitely just out the window. I'm a little ashamed of it. It's embarrassing because my dreams are never good. Like, I often get dreams of horrible things happening to my family, or things in that matter. I don't get good, fun, entertaining dreams. Lily, it tells me she gets very fun dreams, so she doesn't like waking up. Me, I don't like being asleep because my dreams are terrible. Terrible. And it just makes it worse because I talk in my sleep. While sometimes things I say are entertaining, this one, she did say at first she was afraid that, like, something was horrifically wrong and whether or not she had to, call an ambulance, like I was genuinely having problems. But luckily I wasn't. But this, I guess I'm going to have to talk to a doctor and be like, hey, how do I stop talking in my sleep? Because it's a problem. It has become a huge problem. And now our 3-year-old has run around several times, even today, which is, the following day. So yesterday during the day she was doing it, and now today she's every once in a while will start dropping the same expletive as I was saying in my sleep. Apparently when you're sleeping you have no control over these things. The time I can wake myself up from a bad dream is when things make just enough or just little enough sense, is one way of putting it, where let's see, where things just really don't make sense. Excuse me, is when I can finally wake myself up. Because my brain just goes, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, you're dreaming, wake up. And then I feel great, I can get things done. But I guess fear or anxiety is a very powerful emotion and sensation to have because it just overtakes your senses, I guess. But yeah, that was my dream. And the climax was, coconut crabs. But really, when I think on it more, they were hermit crabs. They were black hermit crabs eating me. The sensation of being eaten by crabs is not great. It's painful. They pinch really hard. And it's quite a terrifying vision. I don't think I ever want to have a dream of being eaten by crabs ever again. In fact, I think about it. No, I would prefer not to have dreams of being eaten by crabs again. That would be great. But anyway, that's how my night and morning went yesterday, and that's one reason why I just mentally wasn't there yesterday. I was not mentally with it yesterday, so yesterday's video didn't happen. Well, it's here today, and I'm sorry it's not in VR. I still need to charge those devices up, and there's a project I kind of want to work on with Tessa. We really need to touch on the dynamic between myself and Tessa. We need to touch on that one and kind of go over some movie magic explanations for a few things, which is something that'll take a little more time, but it's been a while since Tessa and I did a video together, so it should be fun to do that. It's just I want to put a little more work into it this time, if you know what I mean. And there it goes, saying the you know what I mean thing again. It's annoying. Anyway, I hope everyone else has enjoyed their Tuesday. I'm not going to say it the way Tessa does because I find that obnoxious. Some people don't. I do. And anyway, I hope everyone has enjoyed their Tuesday. Again, sorry I'm not in VR. The next video we managed to do hopefully will be, because we need to get that put together. And anyway, I want everyone to enjoy the rest of their day. This is Terra Quator. Still no day counter. Man, what am I going to do with my life now? We'll see you around. Take it easy, everyone.